Hey you guys, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I pulled out another base page that I made for my daughter's senior album, and I'm documenting a bunch of pictures from the homecoming game. I have this scrap of some speckled green paper that I'm going to start with as a mat for one of the pictures. I'm going to end up being able to use this for several pictures actually, but it's one that I had used for the previous base page, and I had cut triangles off each corner, so it's a little bit of a weird shaped paper. But this is a picture of her with one of her best friends, Joseph, who won Homecoming King. And she has a picture with my mom, and she's wearing her senior overalls in all these pictures. That's what all the girls wear to the football game. And she decorated these herself. She did all the design work. I did a little bit of sewing and ironing on, but she painted her year on them. They came out super cute. And then here's pictures of Joseph sort of before, during, and after his crowning, where he walks in with his mom, and then he's with the girl that won Queen. And then he's in the band, so then he turned around and was playing marimba with the marching band. So he is a busy, busy guy. He's also in theater, and I wouldn't be surprised if he were in, I don't think he's in orchestra, band, and theater. Anyway, he's a cool kid. So that's what most of these pages are about. And I just I didn't get a ton of pictures homecoming night. Well, I got a lot of Joseph, but this was it. So I'm laying those out pretty simply, making use of the base page mats that I had done. I do end up moving this up a little bit because I want it centered on that other piece of paper. So those get moved up. And then I had this scrap, and I decide to sort of spread a little of the dark color elsewhere, that speckled color, because this is what I matted this in, is a really dark green, and I wasn't able to use that. I didn't think it looked good against the black, so I didn't use it on the other photos. So I'm going to add it here so that it's against the white. So I like that as just to sort of create a little balance between those two sides. And it's basically time to do the title. And I was thinking whether I wanted to do Fall's Homecoming or Homecoming Night's Homecoming, because they're the nights. Well, I decided to do Homecoming Night, but spell night K-N-I-G-H-T. So a little bit of a play on words. And I'm just looking through the letters. I know I can do night with these big letters. Unfortunately, I didn't have the same letters. Well, I didn't have small letters in the same style in black. I only had them in white, and that wouldn't work. So I decide, first of all, I'm going to move this over. This is where I changed the title to Night's Homecoming instead of Homecoming Night. to homecoming night instead of night's homecoming. That T looks a little crooked. I may have to go fix that. I don't like the angle of that T. And then I look through, and so I'm just going to use these plain black letters for homecoming. They're also creative memories, as are those bigger letters. And this is sort of the traditional Times New Roman style letters. And I'm just starting backwards so that the spacing comes out right. And that part I sped up pretty fast, and now we're gonna do, I do have, as I said, the white letters. So for a subtitle, I'm gonna do King Joseph. I think that's kind of fun. Oh, I decided that I would do lowercase letters instead of uppercase letters, so I'm just putting these back. I think it's a little more effective for this one to be lowercase, especially since it's a subtitle, kind of. And I think I have to mess with the positioning of it a little bit. Which is why I sped it up. So that's done. Time to embellish. So I do have, I had pulled out some different embellishments. You know what I don't have is any football reference, but I'm okay with it. So I have these wordy bits. I think these are Vicky Bouton or Chamel. I can't remember which. I think they're probably Chamel. There's some little hearts, and the same words are repeated in white, and then a white background, and then white on a black background. So I'm going to pull a couple of each. And I will make use of those. And then I have this little baggie of ephemera from some of the other pages that I've been working on. So I'm just pulling some out and going to audition. They won't all get used, per usual. I was really wanting to use this ampersand. I should just force it, but I ended up not using it. You know, sometimes the greens don't go. If you have something that's a little too blue, it may not go well. If you have too green a yellow, too yellow of a green. So there's a few of these that I wanted to work, and they didn't work with the green background that I had. So now I have this. And I wanted this, You Sure Know How to Shine, to be on there. I don't think I end up keeping it though. There are a couple other things that I keep. I'm just looking through some of the school-related sticker books that I have. Unfortunately, they're more elementary school. There's not any real sports references in there and things like that. So there's a few little flags. I think I pull out one, but I end up not using it. And I don't really want academic things on a homecoming football page. And then looking at this tag, I think I like that tag. I want a tag I think that she'll be able to use as a journaling spot. And so I like that one a little better. And it's got a little bit of peach on it, which I don't mind. She's wearing pink on her overall, so it's okay. And that way there's a little bit of peach on one side and the other side of the page. And these are some little stars and circles with stars in them and things like that. And I'm just going to do a couple, put those in each sort of embellishment area. All right. So just looking for more things. I don't put a lot on this page. I sort of get to a point and decide, you know what, I'm gonna let it rest there. That little chipboard says fun. So I'm going to put this down in the bottom corner and then move some of those little dots down so that sort of ending the page with that embellishment cluster a little bit. Move some things around. And I'm looking at it and thinking, what else do I need to add? I go through my ephemera binders, embellishment binders, and looking for green things. There's a couple of, I think about adding this star, but it would be the only one. I could cut another one, but I decide not to actually. What I could have done is maybe cut on my Cricut some, like a knight helmet. That might be cool to put on there if I can get the image of their mascot. That might be something that I could enhance it with later. But I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. The reason I moved that was it just felt there wasn't a lot more to it stuck up there with the homecoming title. So now the embellishments go from the left side up and over the photos and then down to the right side. And then I just add a couple of little labels at the bottom of the photos, those little wordy bits that I had pulled out that I thought were appropriate. and the little hearts. And we'll take a few close-ups. I did, after this, add some black sprinkles. I can't get that video to download right now. I think my camera's too full, or my phone is too full. But the only thing I added is I added some black sprinkles to this corner right here that I'm showing you, and this bottom corner, and then up by Joseph's name, I think. So please give this video a thumbs up and come back for more content. I'm still working on my Christmas journal and my daughter's senior album. Thanks a lot, you guys.